Good evening and welcome to Week 3 of Hoops Friday Night. I'm Dave Siseski. He's Tony Quach. Dylan Tyson will join us later in the show. Tony, league play across the hardwood continues to ramp up tonight.
Absolutely, Dave. We've got plenty of action spanning across 7 different conferences. And we'll start things off with the Western Buckeye League.
Over to Shawnee, where the Indians host the Bath Wildcats. Since 2014, the Indians have dominated this matchup, going 12-1 in their 13 games head-to-head. First quarter, home team opens up the scoring as the ball finds Nick Pashon in the corner, and he splashes home the triple. 3-0 Indians early. Moving ahead, Bath down 11-9 after a made free throw. They move the ball down the court in a hurry as Jackson Foster finds a streaking Logan Markley, who goes up strong for the quick 2. Deficit cut to 4. But Shawnee offense would answer as Pashon would hand off to Tate Bender, who darts to the bucket with a beautiful underhand lay-in. Bender ties it up. But Bath's Trey Crawford scampers down the sideline for the pass to Markley, who spots up and buries the triple in the corner. Wildcats now up 3. But the Indians offense hitting on all cylinders as Berkey goes off the glass for 2 of his game-high 30. Indians win big 70-46. Another WBL clash as the Elida Bulldogs on the road taking on the Kenton Wildcats. Elida 8-2 in the last 10 games of this series. Dogs looking to move to 4-1 on the young season. First quarter, Amari Wash passes to Parker Krim, and the Krim Reaper with a tough 2 down low. Dogs up 1. But Kenton with an answer. Ethan Yoder passes to Stephen Piper for 3. 12 on the night for Piper. Cats up 2. Back and forth this is in the first tier. This time Seth Sharp with a triple in the corner. Lead goes back to the Dogs. Both teams dialing it up from long distance tonight. Dawson Miller gets the shooter's bounce. Another lead change over to Kenton. They're up 2. Second quarter, Zori Island passes to Amari Wash, who finishes with a bucket. 15 on the night for him as Elida goes on to win 59-49. They improve to 4-1.
We take our WBL tour over to Auglaize County. The Wapakoneta Redskins look to hand the OG Titans their first loss of the season. Meanwhile, the Titans put their 19-game WBL winning streak on the line tonight. In the first quarter, on the first possession, Ohio State commit Colin White takes the handoff and he smoothly knocks down the 3. OG up early on. Next play, White drives, pulls up for the J. Back-to-back buckets for the senior. Redskins now down by 5. Caden Page goes backdoor for the lay-in. He gets the 2, and the Skins are now down by 3. But the Titans would pull away. Ross Mag snags the rebound, and he gets the hoop and the harm. OG stays undefeated with a 57-21 win. Here's the rest of the scores from the WBL. Salina defeated Van Wert at home in a nail-biter. 65-61 is the final. Meanwhile, in Defiance County, the St. Mary's Rough Riders took down the Bulldogs 62-45 on the road. Switching over to some PCL action for Jennings meets Ottoville in Big Green territory. Ottoville has won 12 of the last 13 meetings against Fort Jennings, which includes the last 10 games as well. First quarter, road team strikes first. Calvin Mankey gets the bucket to fall. Fort Jennings leads by 2. Moments later, Keen Schnipke bounces it to cutting Jason Langhouse. Ottoville ties the game up at 2. Later on, Michael Turnwall launches it over to Landon Horseman. Big Green now up by a pair. The game is now tied up once again. Jaron Swick lays it in with the right. Road team retakes the lead. The quarter continues. Here's Turnwall gliding to the basket. Count it and 1. Ottoville wins this one 70-58. Colado looks to rebound from a tough PCL loss to PCL foe Pandora Gilboa. Tonight, they battle Holgate. The Wildcats are still seeking their first win of the season. In the fourth, Jacob Stiebenek gets the bounce pass and the score. Colada trails 34-20. Later in the quarter, Braylon Smith connects with Nathan Cayley, and the sophomore sinks the 3 ball. However, the Wildcats still trail by double digits. Now it's Jackson Schrader grabbing a loose ball and putting it in for 2. Colada falls in this one, 42-26.
Lima Senior on the road in another Toledo City League Conference clash with Woodward. Spartans coming to the night with the top offense, averaging 80 a game. Second half, Spartans in transition. Jaquel Cotton fires from deep, rattles it home. Spartans made 14 threes in just the first half. Spartans pushing it up court again. Sean Foster spots up for three, knocks it down. Lima Senior having their way offensively. Spartans getting whatever they want on offense as Samaria Dowdy to Caden Hampton, who goes and lays it in. Lima Senior runs all over the Polar Bears. Spartans win it 92-38. We're set for our first break on Hoops Friday night, but when we return, we hit the court in Delphus for some action and NWC hoops. Catch all the highlights after the break.
Welcome back. The New Knoxville Rangers take their 2-game win streak into Delphus to battle the Blue Jays. The Jays, on the other hand, are eyeing win number 3 on the season. The Blue Jays have won 8 of the last 9 meetings against the Rangers. Dating back to 2005, St. John's has a 13-6 record against Knoxville. We pick it up in the first. St. John's leads by 5. Cam Elwer finds his younger brother, Andrew Elwer, and the freshman drains the 3. Blue Jays lead by 8. Moments later, Andrew with the ball again, and how about another 3-ball? Game high, 26 points tonight. He would tie the school record with 8 threes as the Blue Jays go up by 13. New Knoxville is looking for an answer as Troy Dwanger puts it up and in. Rangers trail by 11. But the Blue Jays are feeling it from beyond the arc tonight. This time it's Austin Munter canning the triple try. St. John's continues to pour it on. Then, off the steal, Andrew finds his older brother Cam, and he gets the score. Meanwhile, St. John's gets a 70-33 win over New Knoxville. Checking out the rest of the scores from the MAC, Coldwater outlasts St. Henry 55-50 in overtime tonight. Meanwhile, Parkway and Fort Recovery also battled in a nail-biter as well, 33-30 went in favor of the Panthers. Finally, Versailles defeating New Bremen 48-36. Sticking in Delphus, we'll make our way over to the stage as Jefferson takes on Bluffton. Both teams are looking to get back into the win column. The last 20 meetings between both programs have been split right down the middle. Picking it up in the second, Bluffton leads by 7. Brody Summers cleans things up under the rack. Pirates now lead 34-25. On the other end, Isaac Allmeyer connects with Elijah Petty, and the senior gets the easy 2. Jeff Katz now trail by 7. Bluffton looking to add on. Here's Merrick Donaldson spying up and hanging 3 on the board. Pirates lead by 10. In the third, here's Taryn Boblet driving and kissing it off the glass. Road team leads by 12. Jefferson is trying to come back. Carter Agner is right there for the putback, but the Wildcats still trail by double digits. And Bluffton is not letting up. Blake Summers lets it fly from beyond the arc. Bluffton rose to a 76-58 win.
Our final NWC game features the reigning conference champion Spencerville Bearcats taking on the state runner-up Crestview Knights last season. The Bearcats won in a 58-56 nail-biter. Starting the third quarter, Ren Sheets gets in the post, backs his man down, and puts it in. The and one bucket makes it a 3-point game. Fourth quarter, Bearcats guard Will Sensabaugh in transition, gets the open 3, and buries it. Bearcats tie it at 37 apiece. A few possessions later, though, Owen Sensabaugh kicking to his brother. It's Will Sensabaugh again driving to the rim, draws the foul, and gets the finish. He makes the free throw, and Spencerville trailing by a point here, 41-40. Midway through the fourth quarter, Kellen Putman passes inside to Jarrett Harding, and the senior pulls up and hits the mid-range J. Crestview ties it up at 43. Late in the fourth, Spencerville trying to ice it. It's Owen Sensabaugh driving to the rim, sinking the beautiful left-handed finish. The Bearcats going to Crestview and hand the Knights their first loss, winning another nail-biter, 52-49. Just a couple more scores to get to in the NWC as Columbus Grove wins a dogfight convincingly, 53-31. Speaking of convincing wins, the Vikings get a 21-point victory over Lincoln View as they move to 4-0 in the season. Now we send it over to Dylan Tyson, who brings us action from the Blanchard Valley Conference.
Dave, the conferences we've all touched on so far all began their conference action tonight. But in the BBC, 3 teams all had the opportunity for their second league wins, including Pandora Gilboa, who right now leads the conference in field goal percentage, turnover ratio, and fewest points allowed. The Rockets hit the road to 2-2 Riverdale in our Hoops Friday Night Spotlight Game.
This Hoops Friday Night Spotlight Game is presented by Midwest Electric Incorporated.
And since Riverdale joined the BBC, the Falcons are 4-5 in this contested matchup, including 3 straight wins from 2019 to 2021. But the undefeated Rockets are putting the proof in the pudding. Colin Harris drains the first 3-ball of the game. Only 3 minutes in, Rockets lead by 7. Just seconds later, Harris finds Nate Mag in the paint to cap off a 14-1 run, make it 16-3. And they don't turn down the Jets. Aiden Harris gets the board, and on the other end is his twin brother Colin. In the last minute 20, the Rockets have scored 17 points. They lead 24-5. Falcons trying to get something going. Seconds winding down in the half. Ethan Elwood with a chance at the buzzer, and he connects. Give Riverdale some momentum, but trailing 31-10 after a quarter, there's not much you can do to stop PG. As Zach Neuenschwander makes it a 25-point lead in the second. Huge first conference win for the Rockets, 72-33. Elsewhere in the BBC, last year's top two finishers go head-to-head and look to join PG in first place. The reigning champs of Liberty Benton take on an undefeated Arlington team that's hungry for vengeance and leading the conference in points per game. But it's the Eagles on top late in the second quarter. Carson Conaway grabs his own board and puts it back through the foul. For the final points of the half, LB leads 32-20 at the break. Red Devils are coming out of the locker room hot. Brady Griggs looking for points in the paint. He gets two and then some. The and one makes it a 9-point game. Liberty Benton quick to answer, and it's Conaway again. The Eagles dominating in the paint, and these teams trade punches as Arlington, the conference's best three-point shooting team, returns the favor. It's senior Jace Vermillion from downtown to bring it within 6, but the Eagles won't sway. Conaway swoops in for the takeaway, and on the other end is Seth Elkert. That's 8 unanswered points, and that makes the difference. LB hands Arlington their first loss, 69-57. Wrapping up some Blanchard Valley action, Elmwood is in their first year in the BBC. They've got their first ever BBC win and their first win of the season, 56-48 over Arcadia. Meanwhile, tonight's game between Macomb and Van Loo was postponed. No date for the makeup game has been set yet. There's another conference already in the thick of it, the Shelby County Athletic League. Undefeated Botkins can get back into first place with a win over Fairlawn. Plus, the first taste of conference action in the NWCC after our final break on Hoops Friday night.
Welcome back. The Perry Commodores hosting a familiar Northwest Central Conference opponent tonight as they clash with the Temple Christian Pioneers. Going back the last 20 meetings head-to-head, the Commodores with a commanding 16-4 advantage. More impressive, 9-1 in the last 10 with a scoring margin 710-416. The Commodores, however, have struggled on offense early on, and the Pioneers playing lights out defensively. Just currently second in the NWCC, giving up just 41 a night. Second half, off the miss, Samir Daniel muscles the ball away and goes up for the two. Perry up 21-17. But the Pioneers' Dawson Clay comes right down and fights for the offensive rebound, going up strong, matches bucket for bucket, 2-point deficit. After a couple made free throws, Temple right back at it as Malachi Minke pulls up and hits the smooth jumper. Still just a 2-point game, but the Commodores would start to pull away as Hunter Scott hits the hesitation as he drives to the hoop, going off the window for the 2. And then up 5 late in the fourth, Perry moving the rock around, icing the time as Brady Shively cuts to the bucket and hits the lay-in off glass. Perry gets their first conference win, 44-36 to final. That's all for our NWCC highlights. Other scores in conference tonight. The reigning champs from Upper Scioto Valley have their first win on the season. They're 1-0 in conference, defeating WG 41-40. The Ridgemont Golden Gophers toppled 63-31, getting the win over Ridgedale, excuse me. Elgin is the first 2-0 team in the conference, getting the home dub over North Baltimore, 51-44. And Corey Rawson gets the road dub against Hardin Northern, 41-34 was the final there.
And to the Shelby County League, undefeated Botkins battles Fairlawn, and a special moment tonight for current Heidelberg star and Botkins grad Carter Plyman, as he was honored with his jersey on the wall to celebrate 1,054 points in his high school career. Jumping to the third, Botkins leading big 50-32. Off the steal, Ryland Paul takes it the distance and lays it in. Trojans up 20. Ensuing moments, Grant Flora takes the feed and muscles that one in for the and one. Trojans lead 55-24 with under 2 minutes to play in the third. Jets are trying to get back in this one. Garrett Matty drains the deep ball, but it's a small bite into Botkins' 32-point lead. And in the fourth, Jordan Herzog drives, spins, and gets the floater to fall as the Trojans coast tonight for 5 straight wins. This one, 70-32. And checking out the rest of the Shelby County League scores, the Anna Rockets took off tonight in a dominating home victory against Houston, 64-23. Meanwhile, last year's co-champs, the Jackson Center Tigers, defeated the Fort Loramie Redskins on the road, 46-37. Wrapping things up with a little bit of non-conference action, Wayne Trace has won 8 in a row against Liberty Center, outscoring the Tigers by an average of 58-49. In the first, Wayne Trace off the jump ball. Tanner Lockhoff With the pretty pass to Kyle Stoller, Raiders go up 2-0. Just a few possessions later, good ball movement by Wayne Trace, finding Brooks Lockhoff for the open three. Nothing but net from the senior, makes it 7-2 Raiders. Staying in the first, it's Brooks Lockhoff again. The hot hand drains the short corner jump shot. Wayne Trace up by 11, and more Wayne Trace offense ensuing. Brady Miller drives the lane, makes the spin move, and kisses it high off the glass for the bucket. Wayne Trace up 17-4. Early second quarter now. Carter Clemens gets the offensive board, feeds it to the senior Kyle Stoller for the lay-in, and Wayne Trace remains undefeated, defeating Liberty Center 61-40. All right, let's bounce around West Central Ohio for more conference scores. In the Three Rivers Conference, Lehman Catholic improves to 2-1 in league play. Cavs get the bounce-back win 32-46 to break Bethel's win streak, while the Riverside Pirates come up short against undefeated Troy Christian 66-38. Over to the Central Buckeye Conference, Indian Lake moves to first place in the Mad River Division, remaining undefeated 81-40. And in a battle of previously winless teams, Bell Fountain notches their first of the season, 58-38. Finally, Benjamin Logan. They'll continue their hunt for win number 1 after a 68-33 loss at Springfield Shawnee.
Here's the rest of the scores. Ayersville falls at home against Archbold. The Pirates lost the Blue Streaks 73-38. Meanwhile, the Continental Pirates dropped their home game against the Fairview Apaches. 46-40 is their final. We had another Putnam County team at home. The Miller City Wildcats defended home court in a 59-46 win against Patrick Henry Patriots. And finally, Paulding wins big at home against North Central. Panthers ran away with this one, 61-41.
And that's how we wrap up Week 3 of Hoops Friday Night. Thank you to everybody that helps us get this show on the air, and to you, the viewer, for tuning in every week.
Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night, everyone.